Finally, if you're here, you also probably like television. And you may be looking at different options for cutting the cord, and one of those options is Philo. Philo offers 70 plus top rated television channels, including MTV, BET, AMC, A&E, Discovery, VH1, Food Network, Nickelodeon, OWN, History, TLC, Lifetime, Hallmark, Paramount, TV One, and more. All for just $25 per month. Philo also offers premium add-on channels, including MGM Plus and Stars. Philo has live TV, unlimited DVR. That's right, not all these places have it, but Philo has unlimited DVR on demand, and content from top programmers are available on your web browsers. iOS, iPad, Fire TV, Roku, and Chromecast functionality on Android mobile devices. This is excluding first-generation Chromecast devices. And Philo's on-demand library features 75,000 movies, shows, and specials. Philo offers a 7-day free trial for new users, so you can sign up today, again, at the link in the show notes or at the link on the bibscorner.com website on the Support Your Show tab. You can click the link in the show notes. There are two, actually. The first one gets you straight to signing up if you don't have any further questions, if I've broken it down for you well enough. The second one will take you to a page that does have more details if you want to read a little bit more. All right, let's get back to the content. Wow. Hello. Welcome back to another edition of Have You Seen? Podcast for movie and television reviews, interviews, and things of that nature. It has been quite a while since y'all heard my voice on this feed. A lot has been going on. I don't want to get into all of that. Nothing crazy. But I did not stop watching movies. I do have some ideas for content I want to do. But today I'm here. Reese is back. I can't remember the last episode Reese was on either. I might go figure that out, actually.
I'm about to say it's been a while.
I mean, I feel like
was it Ant-Man?
Was it Ant-Man? Where the hell? Like the depth that I had to dive to get to the podcast in my podcast feed is a problem. First of all, you didn't do They Clone Tyrone. All this was Tyler. Guardians of the Galaxy. Who's on that? That was Jose. You definitely didn't do that. Were you on Bel Air?
I was on Bel Air.
So it was Bel Air, yeah. And that was May.
But before Bel Air, I was on.
You didn't do that one.
I didn't do Air. I didn't do Scream.
Damn.
I did Creed 3.
Yeah, there it is.
I did Creed 3.
Oh, we definitely did that one. That was
yeah.
That was fun. So yeah, that's March, the last movie you came on here for. So it's been a minute. I'll probably get you on for some special episodes I got coming up.
Was I even on Ant-Man?
Or did you go back to Ant-Man?
I'm looking at it. I don't see my name in the
guest. No, you were on there. You and Shot.
Oh, okay. All right.
So you were there for both of the Jonathan Majors reviews before it all fell apart. You can't see it on video since I'm not putting no video out for this, but Reese was breaking up the fight between the two paid actors. Although that some blows were landed in that fight, like
yeah, it was some blows landed. They really good actors.
It looked like it might have been a real little tussle.
They might be method actors.
I mean, they might get some book jobs off of that video clip. You never know. But anyway, we're here today to talk about A Haunting in Venice. Did we do Death on the Nile last year?
I believe we did.
Now I got to look for that because that was last year.
He did do Death on the Nile, I think.
I didn't realize how quickly that came about.
That was beginning of the year.
Was it beginning of 2022?
Yeah.
Let's find
like
out.
Within the first 3 months, it had to be.
I don't have it on his feed.
I'm gonna find out. It's not on your old feed.
We might have done it. No, it wouldn't be on the old feed because it was 2022 is when I officially moved over to this. There's Doctor Strange. We might have talked about it on the Outsiders. Might have talked about it on
That's possible. That's possible.
But I know we enjoyed it. I don't remember if I went back and watched the first movie. Now I'm thinking about it.
I did go back and watch the first movie. I think we talked about it.
I know you went back and watched it, but I don't know if I did. Let me see something. I'm searching my library for Death on the Nile to see what comes up. No, nothing comes up.
No, actually, I don't know if you did because when I mentioned it to you, you hadn't watched it yet.
Okay.
Because I mentioned that the guy that died in the second one book.
Right.
Like
you explained it to me.
Yeah, they did a good job of showing their relationship in the second one. Like I believe that they were friends. I thought he just appeared in that movie, but he was in the first one. And that's how the relationship,
had started. Gotcha.
So if I had seen the first one, then saw the second one, his death would have hit harder.
Right. And you explained that to me because I remember like when the way the movie started, we were to understand that they had already been good friends, and like he was the one explaining who everybody else was. Like we didn't get much background on him. In this one, in A Haunting in Venice, Tina Fey plays along an old friend.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll get into that. But let's talk about it. So Haunting in Venice, obviously Kenneth Branagh is the director. He's Hercule Poirot, the famed detective, and he's here now to see if this is a haunting or just a regular mystery. Michelle Yeoh has an awesome role in this one. Did not play out how I expected, but good for what it was. Jamie Dornan, Tina Fey, I already mentioned, Dylan Corbett-Bader, Amir El-Masry, Riccardo, Scamarcio, and Jude Hill. I had to mention him. That was a little boy. You know how I care about the child actors. They don't be getting the credit they deserve.
His little Christmas Story looking ass. He was good, though.
He was good, for sure. He did his thing. Written by Michael Green, based upon the novel Hallowe'en Party by Agatha Christie, which all these movies are based off of.
Agatha. Goddamn.
Say what?
I couldn't say Agatha Christie.
I was gonna say Agatha all the time or something like that.
Oh shit.
But yeah, we both I guess we're excited for this movie. So I guess the first thing I'll ask you is, overall, would you say that it met your expectations, exceeded them, or was below?
It met my expectations. I was excited for this movie mainly because I love the second one. The first one was cool. I had no idea a third one was coming out until you text me, about it. And I looked up the trailer and I was like, okay. And that was like a month before it came out. So it's like, all right, boom, I'm in there. I'm going to see this. Expectations weren't too high. Murder mystery is what I expected. That's what I got. Kind of the same story beats as the other ones, as I expected. I don't expect them to veer off the path of something that's working.
Right.
But it met my expectations. I wasn't disappointed. It didn't blow me away, but it was a good time.
Okay. No, and I think, murder mysteries, I have to put it on the list of my favorite types of
same
content, period.
I love something that's gonna make me think. Yeah.
Any type of mystery, really, but a murder mystery is always fun, usually. I just finished watching the TV show After Party on Apple TV, season 2. Season 1 was good, but season 2 was better. I think I mentioned it to you on the other podcast. It's a show where there's a murder mystery, and each episode, Tiffany Haddish plays a detective, and each episode she interviews a different character, and the character is like telling their side of the story. And in her head, she pictures it as like a movie genre. So like she'll interview one character, and based on the way that they're telling the story, in her mind, it plays out like a romantic comedy. And so like the episode carries on in a romantic comedy style. One character might be a cartoon. One character might be a noir thriller from the 50s or something like that. But it's funny because like it'll be showing everything that's happening from that lens, from that character's point of view, and like it'll be same stuff that you saw previously, but now it's from a different perspective. So you have to pay attention to the little differences to catch what's actually going on. And like you'll see like it's set in, medieval times or something like that, but then you see like an Apple Watch or something like that. Because so it's like they're keeping it realistic, but
Right.
like, they're like setting the tone like it might be black and white or whatever the case may be. So it's really fun. It's a really cool show. The second season was a lot of fun. I'm bringing it up because I want to recommend it to
Right.
anybody out there. Like definitely check it out. My friends Josh and Lorana got me onto it. Um, and we were talking about, they were laughing because they finished season 2 before me. And
Mhm.
so like by I think it was episode 7 or 8, I guessed who it was and like broke down exactly how I guessed who it was. And like after I finished it, my boy like showed me the text that he sent his wife when I like broke it down. He was like, "This dude didn't figure this shit out this quick," like because he was mad. He didn't figure it out. So Tiffany Haddish was breaking it down at the end, and they like to pride themselves on figuring it out early. But he was like, "Look at this motherfucker! Like he didn't figure out the whole mystery 2 episodes early." But it was funny. Good show for sure. And again, murder mystery is a lot of fun. This one for me, I would say it exceeded my expectations because I wasn't sure how they were going to pull off the idea of the setup being that it's a haunting. And based on what I saw from the trailer, looked like it had a lot of haunting and ghost elements. And I was like, how are they going to have these ghost elements in this thing and still bring it back to the grounded level of his style?
That made me nervous for the film, to be honest.
Right.
I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Like, I like the grounded element of it, but they managed to keep that and incorporate the haunting in a different way, which I thought was a nice touch.
Right.
But yeah, it didn't do for the film what I thought it would do in a negative way.
Exactly. No, that's the exact experience I had. First, we got to a quick they didn't tease us a long time with the haunting thing without giving us answers along the way, which I really enjoyed. And again, it could get boring to have just murder mystery, murder mystery, murder mystery. This kind of added a little something to spice it up a little bit and keep it fresh. So I like that.
Mhm.
Um, should I get into the fun facts before we do
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
So some interesting stuff about this particular movie. So Kenneth Branagh worked with the technical department to cause surprises for the cast during the filming of the movie. The actors were not warned about when lights were going to go out or gusts of wind or slamming doors during the movie. So like when that stuff happens and you see people's reactions, those are their real reactions.
Oh wow.
Um, let's see. Kelly Riley confirmed that filming the seance scene was a terrifying experience, saying it scared the bejesus out of me. So like, I don't know if it's in the trailer. I guess it's in the trailer, but they're
Which
doing
character is that?
let's go back. Kelly Riley. I don't know who that is off the dome either. Kelly Riley, where is she? I have an assumption, but I don't want to. Rowena Drake. So I guess the mom.
That's the mom.
Yeah. So her character, she didn't. Again, they're doing a whole seance, and there's a lot of stuff happening during the seance that apparently the cast did not know was going to happen. So like they're really reacting to a lot of that stuff. Interesting choice because people might get out of character,
Yeah.
but nothing stood out for me as like being over the top or weird in that scenario. So I'd say it worked out. Um, they actually did film it in Venice. I know a lot of people made jokes about the Death on the Nile being green screen in a few
Yeah.
scenes, especially I think the pyramid was one of them. But this was actually filmed in Venice for those of you who are worried about that.
I think you could kind of tell.
Yeah,
that it was actually in Venice.
It definitely like you could. It felt like it to me. Let's see. So in Death on the Nile, Poirot expressed his desire to retire, um, and raise Marrows, which he's actually doing at the beginning of this movie. So
Yeah.
he followed his plan, which is why they spend so much time talking about bringing him out of retirement or him avoiding taking on cases, basically, in the beginning as well. Let's see. The movie was released on September 15th, which is Agatha Christie's birthday.
Oh, wow.
Michelle Yeoh dropped out of the movie The Electric State to be in this movie. Let's see. Michael Green, the writer, explained that writing the character of Poirot was very easy since being 3 films in, he was quite familiar with Branagh's personality and his strengths. The person who did the score agreed to do so because her mother was a avid reader of Agatha Christie. Despite the film's dark theme, Jamie Dornan explained that working on the shoot was fun and a joyous experience for him. I think a lot of time people think that doing horror movies is like creepy and scary and weird. Like I remember The Haunting of Hill House. People asked the kids, like, how did you manage to film this?
I remember you told me about this, yeah.
And they were like, we knew there wasn't really ghosts. Like we were having fun. So like all the extra effects and stuff that y'all see is not how we saw it. Like we saw with cameras and all kinds of stuff all in our face. It wasn't like we was out here getting haunted for real. Let's see. So the Tina Fey character says that her and Poirot met on the Canning Street murder case, and Tina Fey's character on Only Murders in the Building is Cinda Canning. So that's kind of where that comes from. Like there wasn't really a Canning case that we're supposed to know about. They just wanted to reference her character in Only Murders.
Okay, like an Easter egg.
Which is another murder mystery show that I watch and enjoy, by the way. They're in season 3 right now. Only Murders in the Building. I wasn't sure I was going to like it, but it actually is pretty cool. It's like 3 people who listen to murder podcasts end up having to solve a murder and start their own podcast. And all
That's not the one with Steve Martin, is it?
It is. That's why I wasn't sure.
Selena Gomez and Martin Short.
Yeah. I was like, how did these 3 come together? And it's like, that's pretty much how the first episode is. It's like they're all doing their own thing, living in the same building, listening to this podcast, but like not interacting with each other. But then like this thing happens and they realize they're all, it's like I think they see one of them sees the other one in a diner listening to it, and like that's how they start talking, and then they decide to make their own podcast, and then we learn more about their backgrounds and stuff like that. So it's actually, that's why they have 3 seasons. It's actually really good.
I didn't know it was on that long. I thought it was fairly new.
No, it's definitely in its 3rd season, and they get a lot of big guest stars like Paul Rudd and what's her name, the most famous woman actress, like as far as like Oscars and stuff goes. What's her name?
Helen Mirren?
No, she is older, but not that old. She did Mamma Mia.
Oh fuck.
What is her? Oh, this is.
Right. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. This is frustrating.
Why is the name on the tip of my
Meryl Streep?
Meryl Streep, yes.
So she's in this season as well. I mentioned Tina Fey being in it. What's his name? Jesse Williams is in this season. Like they get a lot of guest stars, which is also a testament to the quality of the show. What else do we have? Is there anything else worth mentioning on here? That's spoiler. Don't care about that. Apparently, Rowena is a character name from Harry Potter, and Kenneth Branagh was in Harry Potter, which I wouldn't have known because I didn't watch those movies.
I remember him being in Harry Potter. I just don't remember the character, that person's name.
I don't care about money. I think I'm about to give up on this. Kelly Riley, who we mentioned already, she was also in the TV show Poirot back in 2003. Who's Camille Cotton? This is the first movie or show that Tina Fey has done that was not a comedy. I'll say that it showed.
I will say, and I was wrong. I thought she had done serious roles before. When we were in the movies, I went with my girlfriend. She said, "I'm surprised to see Tina Fey in something so serious." And I thought she had did serious roles before. I said, I think she's done serious roles before. She's like, you sure? I said, I think so. Apparently she has not. And yeah, it showed because even in here, she was like, serious things are going on and she's still like on some comedy shit.
Yeah, she kept smiling at the wrong times. It was really annoying me. Let's get into it. So the synopsis of this story. In post-World War II Venice, Poirot, now retired and living in his own exile, reluctantly attends a seance. But when one of the guests is murdered, it is up to the former detective to once again uncover the killer. Very basic setup. Elevator review for me. Are you going to do one?
I'll let you go first. I'll decide after.
Right. So elevator review. It's a good murder mystery. You get to. I love a good murder mystery that gives you clues along the way and gives you a chance to figure it out, which this one does. Some good performances. We mentioned Tina Fey, maybe not so much, and they did a good job with the horror elements as well. But also keeping it grounded enough to where that didn't take me out of the movie or take away from it in any way. If you like murder mysteries, you could do a lot worse.
I won't do one because you basically kind of covered most of my feelings on it.
As long as I didn't miss anything. Let's get into the non-spoilers. We haven't given any spoilers yet. No. Non-spoiler. Overall, how did you feel about the setup of the mystery? Like when they're coming in there, did you already feel some type of way about what they were walking into, or no?
Going into it, I was under the mindset like, is the supernatural element going to be the cause of the death? Like, what's going on? Like, how are they going to tackle this? How is he going to investigate a ghost? Like, what are we doing here? Not to get into too many details of the seance, but I thought something was up because I always think something is up with people like that.
Right.
But the setup was fine. Like you said, they didn't tease us long. We kind of got right into it. Like, we didn't sit a whole bunch of while like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not going back. I told you I'm retired. It was just like, hey, you're coming to this party. Let's go. We're at the party. Boom, a murder happens. You're back into it. Like,
right.
It was real quick. They didn't waste much time. The setup was fine though. Like, even before the seance and the point that the murder happens, they do a really good job of introducing us to each of the characters who are going to be involved in the mystery, giving us their backstory. They give us motives for them before the murder even happens.
Right.
Like everybody. So, like you mentioned, that's a great way for them to have people play along with the mystery throughout the movie and give you clues along the way. So I thought the setup for the movie was perfect. A little bit of the things that I wasn't too hot about, but setup was great.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I'll say is a strength of this movie is with these movies, again, you're going to be introduced to a lot of characters and you're going to need to know key information about them. I thought they did a good job of making that very natural in this movie, which I would say might not have been as much of a strength in Death on the Nile. Death on the Nile was pretty straightforward with a character standing with him off to the side. This is this person. These are their relationships. This is that person. These are like they didn't do that as much in this one. Of course, he's gonna get that because he's there to be a detective and he's gonna ask questions, and he's gonna notice things. But in this one, I love the setup first with us not after having seen him in the previous movie talk about retiring. They did establish that he did not desire to be a detective anymore. He's avoiding cases. Tina Fey gets in. And she presents it to him as an opportunity to do something else. It's not quite a case because she's trying to, and I don't think this is a spoiler. She wants to prove, I guess, I might be misremembering this, so correct me if I'm wrong, but she wants to prove that this is either a true haunting or something else. Like she's saying she's been stumped. She can't debunk this haunting, and so her next thought was to get the second best person she knows at debunking these things. And if it stumps him too, then it might be a real haunting type of thing. So
Right.
that part of the setup worked for me, and it made sense to why he would entertain doing this, because at the end of the day, it's not a straight up case. And if people are out here really believing that this is a haunting of some sort, and I'm really him, I'm going to take pride in being able to debunk that. The fact that it ends up being more murder mystery than that just takes it to another level for the movie. So yeah, I also appreciated the setup. And like we have already mentioned, the fact that they did not waste a lot of time teasing us with what was going on. So any other key things that you want to mention in a non-spoiler sense? I think we talked about Tina Fey. That's the only other thing I had noted is too smiley. I didn't, and I think she kept trying to do like an old-timey New York accent.
Yeah.
But it wasn't consistent.
Yeah. Tina Fey was the weakest link of this movie for me. The rest of the cast is really strong. Most of them I'm unfamiliar with, outside of Jamie Dornan and Michelle Yeoh.
Right.
But yeah, it's not. Most of the things I want to get into probably require spoilers. I mean, we could get into a lot of things non-spoiler wise, but we probably just be tiptoeing around a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you want to get into these spoilers then?
I mean, unless you have anything else that you want to mention.
No, I can't think of anything else that won't require spoilers. So, let's ask this: the pacing. Did you feel pretty good about the pacing?
I did. The movie doesn't feel long. It doesn't necessarily drag. I will say there was a point where I figured it out, and at that point, I'm just like, all right, I'm ready to get to the reveal now. And when I was thinking that, the reveal was coming. It was coming. Like, so I didn't even have to wait long for that. So I think the pacing in the movie is done pretty well.
Movie's an hour 43 minutes. We know we're in the era of 2-hour plus movies. So anytime I see a movie less than 2 hours, I'm that much more incentivized to watch. And this is, I believe, the second shortest Agatha Christie movie, is what I said and saw in the notes. So hour 43 is a tight runtime. You get a lot of information. It's fun. It worked for me as well. I didn't have any problem with the pacing. All right, let's get into these spoilers. Quick break and we'll bring it back in. Hello, have you seen listeners? If you are a movie fan, which I would imagine you are if you're listening to this podcast, and your local theater is a Cinemark, let me tell you about Cinemark Rewards. Cinemark has 2 different levels of Cinemark Rewards. The first being the Cinemark Movie Fan, which is a free level. You sign up for Cinemark Movie Fan, you'll earn 1 point for every $1 you spend at the Cinemark theaters. You can redeem those points for tickets and other rewards. You'll receive member access to screenings and advanced tickets. You'll get an extra discount on Tuesday and other exclusive member offers. Now, if you're a bigger movie fan and you're willing to put some cash up, the Cinemark Movie Club is $9.99 per month. You'll get all of the above. Plus, you'll get 1 free ticket every month. Again, if you're going to the movies at least once a month, this is already paying for itself. 1 free ticket every month, 20% off all concessions, and if you upgrade to platinum, it'll be 25%. You get to platinum status by attending movies, by the way, but that's neither here nor there right now. You're just signing up. You won't be eligible right away, but eventually you could get up to platinum status and get 25% off. You'll also have online fees waived. And that doesn't just apply to tickets. You can order your concessions online as well and pick them up once you go to the theater. Any unused ticket credits roll over to the next month. That means if you don't use your 1 ticket that month, it rolls over to the next month, so on and so forth. So if you're worried, what if I miss a month, then it's not paying for itself, Mike? Well, if you miss a month, it rolls over. You can watch 2 the next month if you like. Now, you'll also get member pricing for additional tickets you buy, and that is important. For more information, you can hit the link in the show notes. That'll give you the more details, and you can sign up today. Welcome back. Very clearly, we like this movie.
Yeah.
So let's get into these spoilers. Do you want to go chronologically, or is there something on your mind that you want to talk about off the dome, like off the top?
I'd rather not go chronologically.
Okay. What's the first thing this itching on your mind right now?
The reveal.
The killer?
The killer.
Okay.
There's a distinct thing with all three of these movies. When I saw Death on the Nile, I did not watch Murder on the Orient Express. Going into it, I didn't even know it was a sequel till I was like, wait, is this a sequel to that movie? And I figured it out afterwards. I think we both were of the sentiment when we talked about Death on the Nile that the killers were predictable, but it was good.
Right.
Like, it didn't take away from the reveal. It was still good. Murder on the Orient Express. Since you haven't seen it, I won't like go in detail.
Okay.
But it was not predictable at all, the reveal was not good.
I was gonna say, did it make sense at all? Was it one of those ones that didn't necessarily make sense?
It kind of,
in the sense that you could have predicted it if you.
No, you would not have predicted it.
Okay.
So no way you would have predicted it.
Yeah.
So I think they did improve on that with Death on the Nile. This one, I think, was predictable but wasn't done very well.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was predictable for a while.
So for me, I had an idea that it might be that person pretty early, but I needed to figure out the why and the how of it all.
That, yes. I did think. Can we say it? Since
we're in spoilers, yeah, go ahead. I mean, hold on. If you have not clicked out of this podcast yet, you have not watched the movie, what you're about to hear is your own fault. And we've been in the spoiler section, which we've called the spoiler section, for several minutes. There were ads and everything.
Yeah.
We had plenty of time, whether you was taking a dump and you couldn't reach the phone, you had to wash your hands, you were washing the dishes, your hands were wet, you were in the pool, whatever the case might be, you've had plenty of time to figure out how to pause and or stop the podcast until you watch the movie. So if you hear this and it ruins the movie for you, that's on you. Let's proceed. Continue.
The killer was revealed to be the mom. The person, we didn't even talk about the fact that there was the person murdered. I cannot remember her name.
The woman doing the seance?
No. The young girl who was murdered. The daughter. That was the original murder.
Right.
The original murder was the daughter who was believed to have committed suicide due to ghosts that she was seeing. Because of a urban legend about some children that were sick in a hospital that was used, that house used to be a hospital or whatever. And the nurses and doctors left the children to die when the plague hit. And anyone who's a nurse or a doctor, they curse them, haunt them, kill them, whatever. A year later, they do a seance. In the middle of the seance, still don't know if this part was fake or not. They never really touched on it.
Okay.
When she was like, murder. It was like she was murdered. Next thing you know, the seance lady, the medium, ends up dead. That's when Poirot comes in. And it's revealed that it was the mom who killed not only the daughter, killed the medium, and ended up killing Jamie Dornan's character as well, who was a doctor. It was obvious it was her for a while. When I got the motivation was when they went and talked to the boyfriend. That's when I said, okay, I know for a fact it was her now.
Because they make it like he was the guy that was the outsider or the threat. But then when you hear his side of the story, it becomes clear that she was controlling.
Because she tried to make it seem like it was for the money. And once I saw that picture, I'm like, no one's keeping a picture of somebody if they married them just for their money.
Right.
It's not happening. Then they went into that. And once he said, she's so close with her, she doesn't want to let her go. I said, boom, I can't have you. Nobody can. Mm-hmm. Now, the part of the reveal that was done well was the fact that she didn't mean to kill her.
Yeah.
She just tried to keep her sick, keep her away from it. Yeah. And the part where I knew she didn't commit suicide, I figured out the whole thing was when they talked to the help, the maid. The minute she said she went to sleep, I said she threw her over that balcony. Now, at this point, I'm still thinking it's intentional murder. I thought she threw her over and she died, not that she was already dead.
Right.
Which is crazy that she moved dead weight like that. But I digress.
Adrenaline is a hell of a drug.
But
did you figure out the how before it was revealed?
No. The how, I had no idea. That was done well.
When he put the honey on his cut or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, this ain't no regular honey. That's when I realized what it was, because we'd already been teased about the flowers previously.
And that didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah. Like I've been watching so many murder mysteries lately. Like I'm just paying attention to little details like that. So like with the flowers being in the picture and then being gone and her destroying the flowers after her daughter was killed, I was like, there's something going on with them flowers. And then when they have that honey thing, or when they do the honey, and then he's like, that didn't taste like it wasn't no regular honey or whatever the case, however he said it, I was like, all right, there's something going on with that jar. And the fact that the girl like said she found it like stashed away.
I knew that would play into something, but I didn't know it was the flowers. The minute I knew, I can't remember which part happened first. Did they talk to the boyfriend first, or did the dad die first?
Dad died first.
Because
they pulled him to the side because they thought he had done that.
Yeah.
And he was explaining that when they talked to him.
When they locked him in that room and she gave him the key, that's when I said it's her.
Yeah.
It was just like, I was like, all right, this is obvious. It's her. When he popped up dead, I said, I don't know how she did it or how she was in two spaces at once, but it was her. Same way with Michelle Yeoh's character, because they show her running out with the maid, and I'm like, I don't know how she got from there to there that fast, which they explained very well.
Yeah. And I think the foreshadowing there was when the first time we see the mom, she's standing at that little balcony where she pushed Michelle Yeoh off of later.
Yeah.
And I felt like us seeing her there was significant at that time. So I was like immediately when they showed that scene, I was like, there's some type of significance to her being on this little balcony thing, but I wasn't sure what it was going to be till I realized that Michelle Yeoh had fallen off of it. Then I was like, okay.
Now,
okay.
What I didn't see, I'm not gonna lie, for a minute, like before I was like, all right, it's the mom, I was like, what if it's the little boy? Like the one person you don't expect.
That's not a wrong thought. And I think that's what makes this movie so good, is there's so many different layers. It wasn't so straightforward.
The only person, because my girlfriend was like, oh, I think it's Tina Fey's character. I was like, nah, it ain't Tina Fey's character. Because me and her was watching the movie, and when the dad died and they panned across the entire cast, when it got to the end to the mom, I pointed to the mom and she looked at me and I was like, yeah, it's her ass.
Oh, so she didn't figure it out.
She didn't figure it out. And when it got to the end and he revealed it, she looked over at me like, I said, I'm sorry I pointed it out, but it's her. Yeah. It's her ass. I didn't like. How did you feel about it?
about the
reveal.
body.
Did you think it was obvious? Did you think it was too obvious? Did you not like it?
I didn't think it was too obvious. Again, the way it worked for me, like if it was just a we just got to figure out who did it type scenario, then I probably would have been a little bit annoyed. But the fact that I needed to figure out how to make it make sense allowed it to still work for me. And then we still had to figure out how, like even at that point, it was like, so how did she kill X person or Y person? We knew why she killed old girl because she was scared that she was onto her, basically. When she pointed out that there was a murder, and she was like, "Oh snap! Like I can't get caught, so I got to kill this woman." I think another part of it that stood with me as I thought it was a man because they show the hands that are holding Poirot into the water, and I thought it looked masculine in my opinion. And it,
but she had gloves on.
Right, she did have gloves, but I thought they were just like the strength that she would have needed to do that, and the fact that she didn't realize it was him immediately, or that it was a man immediately, threw me off. And the fact that she was able to quickly bounce back and then find the lady and kill her still.
Well, they consistent because clearly she's moving dead weight from the bed to the balcony and throwing it over. So.
I mean, maybe she was cock diesel under there. I ain't really pay too much attention to the.
Never know.
I ain't pay attention to the swellosity of her body. So I don't know. I think that the added layer of the Tina Fey thing with his security guard, like that, again, there's so many different layers. The fact that she was being blackmailed by the kid, like all these different pieces.
I'm not gonna lie, I hated the Tina Fey thing.
I hated Tina Fey, period. So
I mean, yeah, but I feel like they threw that in there just to like, now you got a reason to think it was her. Because throughout most of the movie, nobody's thinking it's the bodyguard or Tina Fey.
Well, I will say, not that I thought it was the bodyguard, but because I felt like a man was involved, I had to consider him as potentially being involved some way. I didn't tie him to Tina Fey, but I was like, maybe he is tied to like the lady at the house somehow, some way. But
I just felt it was a little too forced for me. It didn't take me out of the film at all. But
yeah, adding that Tina Fey layer, that's probably part of her taking the role, to be honest. But I could have done without it, and I really wish they had cast somebody else, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly,
she didn't add anything to the film.
Yeah,
the character was fine, but her performance was not.
No.
And I hate to be shitting on her like this, but that was my feelings throughout the movie. Is like she's just not working for me, especially when
she just wasn't. She was out of place.
Yeah.
The reveal of the little boy being the blackmailer, though, was done well.
I thought so too.
I did not see that coming. He was really good in general. Like I really liked him in this movie.
Like he wasn't creepy. I thought he was gonna end up being like a protege. Like he was gonna end up being like little Poirot or whatever. Like I thought Poirot was going to end up
Young Avengers everywhere, huh?
I mean, I'm saying they got the next generation. Like I thought they were setting it up for him to be like this was gonna be Poirot's last run, and then like we're gonna fast forward 40 years, and like he gonna be solving mysteries in the 80s or something. Like, don't be surprised if it happened though. Don't be surprised he pop up.
I hope not.
Pop up. They get somebody in their 40s or 50s to be the little boy grown up.
I hope not. Who the fuck is gonna get Logic?
Who? Oh man, I don't know. The little kid was cool.
Yeah, the little kid was cool.
What else is Did you feel like it was too neat with the brother and sister getting their trip to Missouri paid for at the end? As like
I like that. I like that everybody's story somewhat came full circle. I'm glad those kids got that happy ending. I liked them in the film.
Yeah, they were cool. They added a nice element of like outsiders that what was their motivation type of thing. Like I didn't feel like there was any real besides even Tina Fey's character. There weren't any wasted characters. Like everybody was there. No. Everybody had motivations to do one of the murders. I would say.
I would agree. I feel like it was something I was about to mention, but it slipped my mind. the poisoning, the explanation for like the hauntings, and to be honest, not even necessarily an explanation. Um, the thing with the daughter was people were saying, oh, she was seeing these ghosts, she was seeing these dead children, but she was just, it was a hallucinogen. She was poisoned. Turns out that she poisoned Poirot as well, which resulted in him hearing things or seeing things. He even saw the little girl,
right?
The daughter as a little girl. And I was just like, y'all explained that the poison wasn't really making her see ghosts. She was just tripping out.
Right.
He's seeing things. So was that the poison, or is there really something going on here? And they leave that open ended. They don't necessarily.
That was what I was going to close with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that they set it up to where there was actually some haunting going on?
I think so.
I think so too. And
because how did the little boy hear it?
That's what I was going to point out. Like, he's talking to the little girl, which is supposed to be the daughter as a little girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like, initially they set it up like she was one of the kids from earlier that just stayed behind. Like, that's what he assumes.
Yeah.
But then he sees a picture of her as a child and is like, oh no, that was the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives him information that helps him solve the case. So, and the little boy has said that he's seen her. So that makes me think that was real. And they do find the bodies of the children at some point in the movie too. They find the bees also.
Yeah.
But I do think that they were alluding to the fact that there was like some supernatural stuff happening.
Maybe I didn't look hard enough at that part. I didn't know they found the bodies of the children. I just know they found the dungeon thing down there.
They found skeletons too.
Oh, yeah. They did find skeletons. Plus there was a point where Poirot was hearing voices, and then everyone came in a room, and the little boy said, "Did you hear him too?" And he said, "Yeah." So it's like, she's not poisoning the little boy because she doesn't know the little boy blackmailed her. He's not tripping out. He's not sick or anything. So that leads me to believe, and he probably knows this as well, there was actually probably not killing people haunting, but there is something going on there.
Yeah, and I would say that most movies, hauntings type movies, make it to where like kids, because their imaginations are still fresh still, are more like susceptible to seeing or hearing these things.
Yeah.
So with Poirot, he needed the liquid, the chemical to like loosen his mind up and allow him to be susceptible. But the little boy, still being a child, was like sensitive, I guess, is the word you would use.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. Obviously, there was some theatrics going on there, but I do think there was something obviously going on in the I think it would have been real cheap just to make it seem like, oh no, there was never a haunting, he was just poisoned. So I'm glad they did that kind of half and half, or leave it open-ended, like, do you think so? Hey, if that's what you think, then cool, we won't confirm or deny anything.
Right. And they didn't go out of their way, like you said, to is it or isn't it? Like,
yeah,
remember the scenes and be like, they didn't really give us an answer on that.
Yeah.
So I was cool with that as well. And I do believe that there had to be something going on.
There had to be.
Just because of the kid didn't seem like the type to play around.
Nah. Clearly he don't play around. He blackmailing motherfuckers.
Shout out to the kid. Trying to think, is there anything we haven't touched on?
I mean, it's not a long film. I mean, it like you said, like we said, it's straight to the point. I'm trying to figure out if there's anything we didn't touch on. I don't think so.
We talked about the boyfriend.
Yeah.
He did, when he first came off as a dick initially.
But I think there's always that character where it's like he's a dick. Maybe he did it, but they never do it.
Right. Like that.
Except in Knives Out, where that he really fucking did it.
Oh snap! Yeah, shout out to Knives Out. I love Knives Out.
Love Knives Out. Do you enjoy the Knives Out films more, or these films?
I gotta go see the first one. If I'm doing the 2-for-2 comparison, Knives Out was like one of my favorite movies that year. So I gotta, just off the strength of that one.
Yeah,
I gotta put it on top.
I think I like the characters in the Knives Out films more than these.
I can say that.
Yeah. I think they're actual, like,
And
these
like
people are fleshed out, you know, their backgrounds, but it's like, you're not going to remember them. You remember the characters from Knives Out.
Right. And like, I'm just thinking about Glass Onion, Janelle Monáe, like, went crazy.
Absolutely.
Now, if you're a movie fan, you know, what do people say? A date is dinner and a movie, right? Well, restaurant.com has you covered on the dinner side. Now, right now, they're offering different levels of packages. So you can spend $10 and get a $25 gift certificate to a restaurant near you. That's right. Spend $10 and get a $25 gift certificate. I know that doesn't sound right? Well, let me break it down for you. If you go to restaurant.com, or click the link, I should say, in the show notes to go to the restaurant.com page. When you get to their page, you put in your zip code, or if you're traveling, put in the zip code of the location that you're visiting. A list of restaurants in or near that zip code will show up. You pick the restaurant you're interested in, and a list of options will come up for that restaurant. So it may not be the 10 for 25, maybe it's a 5 for 15 offer, but regardless, you're going to get money off on your meal. Most restaurants will have a minimum purchase amount for your meal to apply, but that's why I asked if you like to eat here. For example, there's a barbecue spot near me that this deal works for. I can get the $25 certificate for $10, and the total purchase at the restaurant has to be $50. All in all, I'm paying $35 for a $50 meal, and that sounds good to me. But there is more. If you're flying solo and you don't think that you can buy $50 worth of food, there are lower options. There's one that says pay $6 for $15 off, or $4 for $10 off. It all just depends on the restaurants. So again, if this sounds interesting, just hit the restaurant.com link in the show notes for more information. Again, you'll go there, put in your zip code, and check out the restaurants near you where these discounts apply. And for your boy Bibbs purposes, it is important that you go to the link in the show notes or the link at bibscorner.com on the support the show tab. It's a good era for murder mysteries, is what I'll say.
I'm loving it, man. Like Bodies was a murder mystery.
Yeah.
Like that. So it's definitely a good era for it.
And that's a movie I haven't seen enough people talk about that one either.
Yeah. Which is not surprising, to be honest.
A lot of people probably didn't see it. Mm-hmm. Especially with Talk to Me being, I believe, the highest or second highest grossing A24 movie at this point.
Oh wow,
that's what I saw, if I'm not mistaken. So that was interesting to me too. Like in my head, I guess it's just because of the people I associate with. Like A24 is doing numbers, and I guess they are technically doing numbers based on their budgets, but they're not doing numbers like that. But did you see Talk to Me?
I did not.
Is it still in theaters near you?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it.
Probably not. I don't think it's on streaming yet either, but that's definitely, you gotta watch it for sure.
I've heard about it. I watched Double Toasted's review on it because I didn't plan on watching it, but after listening to it, I'm like, wow, this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely it was good. It was good. Tyler was disappointed somehow, but I thought it was fire. And it's another one of those ones that like it has an ending that you want to discuss.
Okay.
So I think that's really all I got. I might be doing a review of It Lives Inside with Tyler in the next few days. We'll see.
I have a request.
Okay.
I didn't put it in the grid, but The Creator comes out next week.
It does. Do you plan to see it like immediately?
Yeah.
All right.
I want to avoid all kind of spoilers.
Yeah, like I'm pissed that I watched the entire trailer.
Yeah, me too.
But I'm hoping they give me something that's not in the trailer.
Yeah. But it's probably going to be a pretty long movie, so I'm pretty sure there's some things in there we didn't see.
I'm sure.
It's over 2 hours for sure.
You're going to make me check now. That's next week, right?
Yeah. I'll say about 228.
That's a lot coming out. If it's 3 hours, it wouldn't surprise me. I'm hoping it's not, but we'll see. Let's see. The Creator, 213. It's not bad.
13. Okay, that's not bad.
Not bad at all. Yep, next week. John David Washington. We got a nice young child actor. You know, I love the child actors getting their opportunities.
I was about to say, yeah, please finish that sentence off correctly.
Ken Watanabe. Wow. That's how you feel. It should be interesting. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
We finishing up just in time.
Like it's a lot of stuff coming out next week, but I don't feel like going down the list. Gen V's coming out also.
Oh yeah.
You don't watch The Boys though, right?
Yeah, I watched The Boys. I caught up on it. Remember?
You did go back and watch it. Okay. What is it that you haven't watched that pisses me off? I can't remember.
Is it Game of Thrones?
I know you watched Invincible.
Yeah.
All right, I ain't gonna sit here and figure this out. I think that's all we got.
Yeah.
So, with that said, until next time, folks, peace.
Peace out.